Welcome to your source for research, innovation, news, insights, and commentary. This is your Research Business Daily Report, where we're sponsored today and this week by Decision Analyst, delivering a synergistic blend of primary research, analytic consulting, and modeling, plus a new exciting service that we'll be telling you about in just a few moments. It's somewhat unusual for a company to make a significant industry acquisition and then in relatively short order decide to sell that property. But that's what SurveyMonkey has done with the TrueSample data quality division that it acquired from Market Tools in late 2011. TrueSample was sold 2 weeks ago to a group of private investors. SurveyMonkey's reasoning is quite interesting. VP of Global Business and Corporate Development Damon Kroenke told us that after SurveyMonkey had made substantive technological investments to improve TrueSample, it reached a very difficult conclusion. Namely, that TrueSample's foundational consultative approach was simply not flexible enough to be refashioned into a good fit for SurveyMonkey and its all-out commitment to a self-service business model. Next, Ben Smithee may be the researcher most tuned into what's going on in the social media realm. A few weeks ago, he and I swapped some current war stories, and Ben told me that we are fast entering an appealing new stage for research, one in which social media will be made highly actionable. I asked him to summarize his thoughts for RBDR on what he refers to as the coming intelligence phase.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for having me on today. Yes, I think it's interesting because we're moving into a very interesting time in the social media research realm, which I'm calling the social intelligence phase, which is the third phase of 3 stages of social media research. The first one, interestingly enough, was I feel back around 2008, 2009. I call it social listening, right? That's when companies started dipping their toe in the water, really trying to understand what people were saying in the social media space about their brand. Researchers, we were doing really primitive, RSS feeds from Twitter into reader and RSS feed accounts. But looking at, what is just being said out there? What is this stuff? What's going on? Is there anything valuable there? So listening for value. What happened next is where I still think continued on. You look at a year or two later, you look at 2010, 2011. We started getting a few more technological advancements in the space with analytics tools, aggregation tools, and we moved into what I call social insights, where I think largely we're still at today, where we start to learn and aggregate information, right? We start seeing, here's some themes, here's some trends, we look at sentiment, we look at all these other things, and we're like, okay, here's some interesting insight from this. But you still hear a lot of brands and companies saying, okay, great, we're doing social media research, but all it's doing is giving us a lot more stuff, a lot more data, but what do we do with it? And that's where a lot of people are at today in the social insights place. And I think where we're going is as we start to learn more and more, and we have more tools and technologies available to us, which I think are evolving rapidly. I think, today kind of marks that line of demarcation where we're moving into what I call social intelligence. And the defining piece of social intelligence in my mind, in my opinion, is actionability. True ROI and actionability. What can we do based on the stuff that we learn in social media research? Not just, hey, is it positive or negative? Did this campaign have a positive or negative effect in the social media space? But what can we do with that? How do we have a human reaction, or how do we have an automated reaction to what we're learning, right? So how can we take human action to go after from a customer service standpoint? How do we take automated reaction to fine tune our individual marketing efforts, whether it's email, whether heck, it's even traditional print, or whether it's our own social media efforts? How do we go after and customize these things to take actionability? How do we make things, for example, an example I always use is there's gyms, from past gyms that I've used all the time. They'll send me an email, we want you back, and they'll offer me a free group fitness class. Well, I've never used those group fitness classes in the first place. Why would that entice me to come back to the gym? When if they had a relationship with me in the social media world, they could see the types of things that I am interested in the fitness realm, and customize those messages and those offers from an automatic response that's something relevant to me, contextual to me, based on that social media data. And that's the true intelligence phase that we're moving into. I can see I'm wrapping up here on my 2 minutes, so I'll leave it at that. But that's where I think we're really going, and I think we're entering a really, really interesting time in the space.
If you'd like to reach out to Ben, here's his email address, ben@spikeresearch.com. That's your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored by Decision Analyst, delivering a synergistic blend of primary research, analytic consulting, and modeling. And now the company wants you to learn about Nuance, a multi-language verbatim coding service that will help companies quantify the meaning of open-ended answers. Find out about Nuance in the links in the content box underneath today's video. We'll be back with you tomorrow with some tidbits from the market research event in Nashville. Until then, have a great research day.